Hi everyone, welcome. Let's talk about karma in today's setting. How many times have you heard or said to yourself, "It's my karma"? Friend gets ghosted after months of talking, karma. Miss out on a dream job or internship, karma. Anxiety hits hard or health suddenly dips. Bro, it must be my karma. But what do you actually mean by karma? Is it some cosmic punishment to being a bad person? Blind fate? Or is it just the law of cause and effect playing out in real time? Let's unpack this together. No boring lecture, just real talk. Let's get some real everyday examples. So I work as a doctor, I see patients, families, students, young professionals, creators pushing hard in this competitive world. I remember a young nephew, software engineer, who came in with sky high stress and early hypertension. He told me, "Doctor, I guess this is my karma for chasing money." I asked him gently, "Before we blame karma, tell me, what's your daily routine look like? Late night coding, energy drinks, doom scrolling till 2 a.m., barely any movement?" He laughed and nodded. The truth is, many of our struggles aren't divine punishment. They're the natural result of how we've been living. Eat poorly for years, skip exercise, sleep like it's optional. The body eventually sends the bill. That's karma at the most practical level. At a personal level, I'll be honest. I've lived this myself. Years ago, during medical training, I convinced myself that having fast food and running on 4 hours of sleep was just the price of ambition. When my own energy crashed and my patience with people I loved grew thin, I wanted to call it bad luck. But it wasn't luck, it was the direct result of choices I kept repeating. Recognizing that was humbling, but it was also the first step toward actually changing something for positive. In a spiritual sense, there is an old teaching story about a farmer who plants only weeds all season, then prays for fruit harvest. The elders in the story don't say his curse, they simply ask, "What did you sow?" That's the essence of karma in most spiritual traditions. Not punishment from above, but the quiet, reliable law that what you plant is what eventually grows. Same thing in relationship and self worth. If you keep ghosting people, playing games, or staying in toxic patterns, can you really expect deep connection later? If your feed is full of comparison, perfect bodies, dream vacations, six-figure salaries, and you scroll for hours every day, is it any surprise that anxiety and not enough feelings keep sowing or keep growing? Actions and repeated habits create consequences, simple but powerful. Now let's go a bit deeper. How does thoughts, your mind, reflect your karma? In medical terms, I've noted young, especially people, constantly compare themselves on social media, Instagram, and feel worthless. And if you measure the cortisol markers and sleep quality shows it. Another young man who keeps replaying past failures every night, his blood pressure readings quietly creep up along with his anxiety. These aren't coincidences. Chronic negative thought loops show up in the body, in gut health, immune markers, even how fast wounds heal. When you repeatedly think I'm not good enough, that thought doesn't stay in your head, it shows up in your lab results. Mine is very poor in discriminating between what you imagine and what the reality is. You get into a hamster ring and it will keep magnifying whatever is the state of your mind. Personally, I used to carry a habit of replaying every mistake I had made, even small ones, for days afterward. A mentor once asked me, "Are you learning from it or just punishing yourself with it?" That question changed something. I realized I'd been mistaking self criticism for growth. Once I started catching the loop and redirecting it, asking what's the lesson instead of what's wrong with me, my own sleep and focus improved within weeks. Many contemplative traditions describe the mind as a garden that needs tending, not fixed personality you are stuck with. In Hindu teaching, this is called sowing of seeds of consciousness. Every repeated thought waters a seed, whether it's fear or compassion. In Vedic teaching, the mind, the manas, is considered changeable, unlike the unchanging awareness behind it. Both point to the same freedom. You are not obligated to keep watering the same weeds. So, karma is what you do with your hands and what you repeatedly do with your mind. Let's go a little more deeper. What does Adi Vedic non-duality teach us about karma? Here's where it gets really fascinating. Who exactly is saying this is my karma? Your body? It's just the hardware running the code. Your mind? It's like an app that's constantly updating and changing. Or is this I you've built, the personal brand, the ego story? Advaitic doesn't say ignore karma or stop trying. It simply asks you to inquire, what if the deepest part of you, your pure awareness, is just witnessing all of this? Actions happen, consequences follow, but you are not just the sum of your past mistakes or successes. From medical point of view, interestingly, this isn't just poetic language. Patients recover a sense of calm during illness, even serious illness, the moment they stop identifying entirely with their diagnosis. For example, cancer patient says, "I have this condition, but I'm not this condition." That subtle shift in identity measures reduced anxiety scores and helps the recovery process. It's called pratyahara in yogic teaching. Personally, for me, this idea landed hardest during the period when I felt difficulty during my tenure as the director. I kept asking myself, I'm someone who failed? But one of the colleagues gently pointed out, the failure happened. Are you the failure or are the one aware that the situation has changed? That distinction didn't erase the consequences, but it loosened their grip on me. This idea blows many young minds when they first sit with it. It's liberating. We'll explore it more in future sessions. Now, for next few minutes, take some questions. The first question: why do good people suffer? We all see it. Genuinely good, talented people, breakups, failures, health issues, while some toxic people seem to win. Many devoted, disciplined patients who still develop illness despite doing everything right, while some who ignore every piece of advice stay good for years. Biology has its own timeliness and randomness that don't map always into fairness. At a personal level, I've asked about my own life too, especially watching close family who live generously get a hard diagnosis. It didn't feel fair, and I don't pretend it was. At a spiritual level, if karma was a simple point system, life would be fair and predictable. It's not. There's timing, collective effects, and lessons we might not understand yet. The real flex isn't avoiding all pain, it's how you respond when it comes. Second question, can I change my karma? Medically speaking, yes. Literally. Reversing early hypertension, resting sleep cycles, calming an anxious nervous system, these all happen through new daily choices, not by waiting for fate to shift. At a personal level, one better choice at a time, better sleep, honest communication, kinder self-talk, focused work, compounds into completely different future. Just try it. At a spiritual level, you can't rewrite yesterday's code, but you can start writing new lines today. Every moment is a new save point. Third question, can prayer or meditation remove karma? Medical science shows meditation has measurable effects, lowers cortisol, better heart rate variability, improves sleep architecture. It doesn't erase your history, but it changes the baseline you are making decisions from. At a personal level, I've always noticed even 5 quiet minutes before you're going to do some work changes how present and kind you can become with others and the work that you are involved with. Spiritually, prayer, meditation, journaling, whatever helps quieten your mind, they don't magically delete the past, but they upgrade your operating system. A calmer, clearer mind makes smarter decisions, and smarter decisions equals better outcomes. That's the real upgrade. So let's close this session. Next time you catch yourself saying, "This is my karma," pause and ask 3 practical questions. 1. What habits or thoughts brought me here? 2. What is the situation trying to teach me right now? And 3. What small action can I take today that my future will thank me for? So, karma isn't a prison or a curse. It's one of life's smartest teachers, helping you level up. Take care of your mind and body. Keep questioning, keep growing. I'll see you in the next session. Thank you and stay curious. Bye.